Hello fellow crafters and welcome back to maxdmcrafting. Today we're gonna finish a townhouse with a full painting tutorial. I don't like to consider myself a teacher, I'm not a painter, I'm not a professional one for sure, but in this episode you will follow me through all the painting process so you can understand my personal technique to paint tabletop terrain stuff. During this process we will have actually two phases because it's very interesting how the priming and the shadowing of the piece can help you very much for creating creepy stuff. So this will be the first part. Then starting from that point you can continue and you can reach the classical townhouse style. So yeah, no more talking, let's go to the bench and crack on! So first of all, check my tutorial number 60 for build this beautiful townhouse. First of all, we need to create, a coat of, for protection, a coat of Mod Podge, black acrylic paint and water. The proportion is about 20% acrylic black paint, 50% of Mod Podge and 30% of water. It's quite watered down because you need that your solution enter in every possible holes and cracks and stuff like that. Mod Podge is not just PVA glue, it will dry very hard like plastic, okay, so it will protect a lot our piece. During the coating process I realized that I was too clean on building the house, so I decided to damage the walls and the roof a little bit. Just with my X-Acto knife and my pen I carved inside the stucco and I designed actually the brick pattern. Shingles time is always the boring part of this work. I like very much to use these coffee stirrers as shingles. I think that at the end they give a lot of extra weight to the piece and the final effect is very impressive, is very realistic. You can use the coffee stirrers as real wood, so they're great. Yeah, so at the end we have all the piece coated in black Mod Podge. When everything is dried, it's time to use a surface primer. At this point you can use this primer without any fear that you can ruin your piece because the Mod Podge will protect it from the melting, And actually the primer is great because we can cover all these little cracks and holes that you missed during the first passage, especially because of the glue. Hot glue, it's very hard to paint the first coating. As you can see here, you have these spots, white spots or transparent spots, and with the primer you can cover it very well. Now it's time for use the base coat for the wood. I'm using this basic brown for base all the parts that are in wood, shingles included. when you charge some colors that are not for the airbrush, you need to use an airbrush thinner, and actually I prefer to use 50% of airbrush thinner and 50% of varnish for avoid any rip into the airbrush. So now I'm applying the brown all over the wooden parts. Basic gray, nothing secret, there is no secret guys, black and white makes gray. Please notice that I'm using always basically flat, big, brushes. This one is the big one, and as you can see, with this kind of brush I tend to do all the details. You just need a little of practice. Also, when I do some mistakes, I tend to cover them immediately so I don't forget them, and I can step by step go on the painting process. I'm using always a semi-wet technique. In this phase you need to cover as much as possible with the basic colors your piece. So yeah, gray all over the stone. As you can see here, with the flat brush you can reach a lot of parts. Now with the camera we are on my point of view, so you see what I see. Yeah, don't forget the cracks and the parts without stucco. Now I'm using a mahogany brown that is actually an orangey brown. First of all, I'm mixing it with some gray for color some alternative bricks. So we break a little bit the monotony of the gray. I choose just random bricks and I cover in this kind of grayish brown. Now with the pure mahogany brown I'm starting to pass all the wood part. This gives a lot of warmth to the brown. As you can see here also on the wooden floor, this kind of brown is very, very warm. I like it very much for this kind of pieces. As you can see, I'm passing the brush perpendicularly to the wood grain, so you don't put your paint inside the wood grain, and the contrast become very, very interesting. We cover all the wooden parts. At this point, if you stop the painting process, you already have something very, very interesting. As you can see, this house can be used in a creepy environment, because these colors are perfect for a night haunted house. Nice. see the pumpkins. Those are also available in one of my tutorials. Check it out. By the way, we need to have a happy and a normal townhouse, so let's continue. Now I'm using a semi-wet brush for covering light gray some other bricks all over the stones in the piece. Again, I'm choosing random bricks, and remember, if you choose a corner one, you need to color both the sides. And this is a little trick. I can use left and right hand at the same way, because actually I am a conductor, I have total independence of my hands. Now I add a little bit of brown to the gray, and I'm dabbing with a little piece of toilet paper all around the brick parts. This breaks just the monotony of the color. It's time for a little bit of highlighting, so I'm creating a very beigey brown, and with a semi-wet brush or semi-dry, I don't know how to call it, I'm passing again all the wood, very lightly this time. Now it's time for choose the color of the stucco. This technique allows you to avoid the weathering later on. So you start from your warmer and darker color. In this case is the same beige brown that I use for the highlight the wood. So it's not a problem if you touch the wood a little bit. As you can see, I'm not going all over the piece, I'm just avoiding the corners, and this color will dry a little bit darker, so the difference between the background will be not so evident. We need to pass all the parts with the stucco. Leave the corner dark, okay? Just focus on the central parts, and of course around the cracks, like that. Now, carefully, with a lighter beige brown, we pass again all the stucco parts, but this time we leave 2-3 millimeters from the edges. And this time we need to take care not to touch the wood. Again, this color will dry much darker, so you will not notice so much the difference between the previous colors. And at the end, with an off-white, we just pass in the center of every single stucco part. You can do it by an airbrush for a fast result, but you can also use a normal brush. The roof is the last part. I start to cover all my shingles with a dark emerald green. In this case I'm trying to cover as much as possible all the shingles. At this point, with the grass green, starting from the top, I'm touching now the shingles top down. This will give a nice light effect to the roof. At the end, with a lighter green, I just touch the edges of the shingles, always top down, just in one direction, okay? The effect is very nice. And details. Some flowers here, a little bit of flocking and moss there, and the piece become alive. My personal touch, a little nest. You can find this nest at my tutorial number 61. Enjoy it! And that's it. Okay guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you very like this video, remember to subscribe to the channel. Till next time, happy crafting!